Hello, hi. Welcome to Auditing of Management System, presented by Management System Pro. To understand why we need to do audits. If you look at this slide, you can see number of points are given here in this slide. The one of the points highlighted here is it helps to fulfill the management system requirements because every management system is standard. It indicates that audits are required to be done and the relevant records are maintained to ensure that management system fulfills all the requirements. So secondly, audits are important because when conduct an audit, the information gathered by doing the audit can be presented to the management, and that indicates the status of the management system, how effectively it has been implemented within the organization. The most important fact is each and every organization requires to identify what are the areas for improvement. The areas for improvements are the most important thing to determine in order to survive in the competitive markets, because when we improve, we can minimize or we can cut down unforeseen cost. So, in order to find out which areas are required to give attention, audits are important because audits will tell us, look at these areas are weak, these areas are strong. Normally, when we look at an organization is based on processes. So therefore, the processes are interconnected and interrelated. But most of the organizations, internal processes sometimes do have gaps. They are not connected properly. But then how can we determine whether there are gaps or not? Only by conducting an audit that will help to find out what are the gaps in the processes. Then the last point, the audits helps to develop a positive culture within the organization. Why? When we conduct audits internally, we can find out the areas which requires attention to improve. As a result, the employees of the organization knows which areas they have to focus to improve, and then they work in that direction. As a result, the employees creates an understanding the importance of going ahead with improvement, that develop a positive thinking among the employees, leading to create a positive culture within the organization. Therefore, you can see that audits, conducting audits are very, very important within an organization that gives multiple benefits as far as the management system audits are concerned. Now, in order to conduct audits at the moment, ISO, International Organization for Standardization, has published ISO 19011 2018 standard. It is a guideline standard. It has set of guidelines that has to be followed when conducting an audit in an organization, and that includes guidance on auditing management systems, the principles of auditing, managing an audit program, conducting management system audits, and evaluation individuals involved in the audit process, because the individuals without having proper training should not involve in conducting audits in order to get the benefits that we discuss by explaining the slide number 1. So this standard is the one that we can use because it gives a comprehensive guidance to conduct audits, which is a very important standard that covers almost all the details of conducting and managing an audit with respect to management. So the standard, the beauty of this standard is it can be applied to any organization, irrespective of the type, size, or the products or services. It's all these things, if we consider any type of organization, this standard can be applied. The guidance given in that standard can be applied to conduct an audit. So that is the most important thing. That can be an internal audit or an external audit in auditing the management system or to manage an audit program, irrespective of the size or type of the organization, this standard can be applied. Therefore, you can see how important is this standard. So therefore, we need to first understand, we are going to get an idea about management system audits, a basic understanding. So therefore, we have to have idea about management system. What is the meaning of a management system? The management system elements establish the organization's structure, roles, and responsibilities, planning, operation, policies, practices, rules, beliefs, objectives, and processes to achieve those objectives. You can see the management system when we install it elements provides us a proper organization structure where it indicates the roles and responsibilities of each and every employee has to be properly documented and then has to be communicated. So therefore, the employees are very happy. They are well aware their roles and responsibilities, and it has to be communicated. Therefore, they can do their jobs properly, and that helps them to practice the activities within the organization to achieve objectives. Not only that, it brings in planning of the overall organizational system and also brings in controls for operations and to introduce policies, practices, rules, and to make processes are properly controlled to achieve the overall organizational objectives. Therefore, management system is a very important one as far as an organization is concerned. In other words, in short terms, it helps to streamline the organization activities whilst supporting to achieve organizational objectives. So there are different types of management systems. These are these are some of the management systems shown in this slide. ISO 9001 quality management system. It emphasizes on quality. If an organization wants to enhance the quality aspect, that organization can consider quality management system standard. If an organization focus on environmental side, it can consider ISO 14001 like occupational and health and safety or energy management system. All these systems, there are standards published by management system standards published by the International Organization for Standardization. ISO 22000 for food safety management system. So you can see that not a single discipline, multiple disciplines related management systems are there. So these systems are compatible. Once one system is installed, it is very easy to incorporate other management systems because it's just a minor thing of adding the specific elements to the existing management system. So in this slide you can see on the left hand side ISO 9001 2015, ISO 14001 2015, ISO 50001 2018. What is that? That is the year of publication. The standard published year is indicated as 2015, 2018, like that. So therefore, now for organizations, they can use these management systems, no need to reinvent the wheel. The internationally best systems have already been available. It is only to take that system and to install by tailor-made it to suit to the requirements of the organization. Then these management systems can be applied depending on the situation with the approval of the top management for the whole organization or part of the organization or part of the functions identified. Functions may be to cover human resource, maybe to cover marketing, maybe to cover production, or a group of organizations. That means a group of companies are there, but we want to streamline the human resource area. So we can identify and apply the management systems. So that is the beauty of this. So it depends on the situation and what top management wants, and with their approval, because the system is owned by the top management, this can be, the management system can be tailor-made to suit to the organization requirement. So then once these management systems are installed in the standards, all these standards indicates that it is necessary to see whether the system is implemented effectively to achieve the expected objectives. How do we know? As I explained at the very beginning, to find out that, we do have a tool called audits. So we have to conduct audits. So let's understand what do you mean by an audit. So audit is a systematic, independent and documented process for obtaining objective evidence and evaluating it objectively to determine the extent to which the audit criteria are fulfilled. So the audit is a systematic, independent and documented process. What do you mean by systematic? Systematic means this audit is done in a very methodical manner. It's not a haphazard activity. It has to be well informed, certain steps has to be followed, and basically by following that method we have to conduct an audit. Therefore we call it is very systematic. Then it is independent. What do you mean by independent? The same department cannot be audited by the people who are working in that department. So if we do like that, the results, the outcome of the audit will become very biased. Therefore, independent means you can't audit your own department. So if you want to audit marketing departments, you have to bring in people from other departments. Then it is a documented process. It's very well documented. Why? Because at the end of the day, the outcome of the audit has to be presented. In order to present the outcome, we need to document everything what we come across while we are doing the audit, so that no one can challenge because the notes are available with the auditors. Documented process for what? For obtaining objective evidence. What do you mean by objective evidence? I will explain in the next slide. And evaluating it objectively. Objectively means not subjectively, not opinion based, because many people make decisions based on their opinions. In audits, you can't do that. You have to go by facts. Objectively means fact based to determine extent to which the audit criteria are fulfilled. So, to understand, to find out, to determine whether the audit criteria are fulfilled. So, what do you mean by audit criteria? I will come back to that slide and then I will explain what do you mean by audit criteria. Let's objective evidence. So, what do you mean by objective evidence? Data supporting the existence or verity of something. So, that is a fact. If data is available, which is a fact, normally in an organization, we can collect records, reports. So, those are facts that demonstrate the implementation of a relevant process. Maybe a quality control record, maybe a production record, maybe a test report, maybe a statement of fact is made by a very senior manager. When we discuss about a particular issue, a very senior manager said something. It is a statement of fact or any other information which can be considered as facts. Like when we observe something, we collect fact how the things are taking place in the organization and then which are verifiable. So all these things, once verifiable, it becomes an objective evidence. Let's in a diagrammatic form how it can be understand in a very simple manner. So we have evidence exists. So then we verify it against the audit criteria. So our factual evidence when we do our audits are sometimes statements of facts, reports, records, test results like that. Then we verify it. Then after verifying it, it becomes an objective evidence. So it's not auditor's own opinion, not opinions. Audits cannot be done based on opinion. So then methods of collecting objective evidence. How do we collect objective evidence? What we do is we do interviews. When we go to the organization, we can have interviews with the employees. We can question them. We can examine the documents. We can observe the activities. We can observe the surroundings. Then, whatever the information based on those what we get, then we verify against the audit criteria, then we get the objective evidence. So audit criteria, what is audit criteria? What do you mean by audit criteria? It is the one that we use to do the audit. That means the requirements that we are using to conduct the audit. For example, we are doing a quality management system audit based on ISO 9001 standard. Then our audit criteria is ISO 9001 standard. We are doing an ISO 14001 audit. Then our audit criteria is ISO 14001 standard, where the standard stipulates requirements. Then that is our reference document. When then we compare everything with that standard requirements. In addition to that, any additional policies, procedures will also be considered, which are used by the organization as part of the audit criteria. So, therefore, now we have understood what do you mean by audit criteria and objective evidence also. There are different types of audits. For example, we have first party audit. Normally we call internal audits. These are conducted by the organization owned employees where they do have trained employees. They wanted to find out their systems, their management system is effectively functioning to achieve the expected outcome or the objective or the objectives. So then they conduct audits within the organization. Those are called first party audits or internal audits. Then we do have second party audit. Normally we call it an external audit, where these audits are carried out by the parties who are having an interest about the organization. For example, customers wanted to place an order to an organization. Therefore, they want to find out how the organization activities, processes, and the roles, responsibilities, the policies, and the rules, how those are taking place within the organization. So, to get a report, they will send qualified people to do an audit and to submit a report. So, there a commercial interest is involved. So, that is an external audit, but we call it as a second party audit. Then we do have third party audit. That is also an external audit. However, where an organization wants to obtain a certificate to ensure that we have ISO 9001 certification. We do have ISO 14001 certification. We do have ISO 50001 certificate. So to ensure that, then they have to go to an accredited certification body. Then they have to submit an application. Then that body, accredited body, will come and do an audit, not having any commercial interest in their side. They will do that audit purely to see whether the systems are in place and all system elements have been implemented properly to meet the requirements of the expected standard, and then if everything is in order, the accredited body granted the certificate. So that is called third party audits. Nowadays in the world, third party audits are becoming very popular, and that is used as commercial transactions from organization to organization or to purchase items from an organization's buyers are requesting these certificates. Now, ladies and gentlemen, ends this very basic, simple presentation. It has been designed just to give a basic idea about the management system audits. We at the Management System Trainers Institute, we conduct tailor-made programs for organizations, and any request you can make to our institution. You can use these telephone numbers 011-272-5087 or mobile 77-552-8728. We are very happy to help you to develop a competent workforce in your organization. So with that, thank you very much for listening to this video. Thank you.